Hey, I'm back, and today I want to talk about this plugin, MBassador. So this one is a really cool plugin that I thought I'd talk about because I use it fairly often. And what I use it to do is for anything that needs bass drums, synth bass, or even like kick drums. What it does is either add sub bass to your bass instrument or allow your bass to be heard on things like small speakers, and it'll add like extra harmonics, etc. So let me play you this song. I'm sure you probably heard this before. I've been using this for a while, but I'll just let you hear it first. Okay, so there you go. I'll let you listen to just the bass part here. So that's with MBassador on. If I turn it off, you're going to hear a lot more treble, etc. That's not bad, and sometimes that tone might be good, but for this I just wanted a little bit more bass, so I use this, and you see here I enabled this bass. I turned the level up. This will control how much of the bass tone you have, and I turned the tone up also so it's not really muddy. And I don't have the saturation up, but you can turn that up. So if you're worried that, you won't be able to hear this on small speakers, you might want to turn that up, and that can actually help for something like this. Also, another thing you might want to adjust is the crossover here. So depending on how high or low your bass goes, you can adjust that. For me, leaving it how it is okay. But this is kind of one of those things that, for the most part, most time when I just put it on there, it just sounds better, and I can just adjust one or two knobs and get the tone I want just by adjusting the level and maybe the saturation a bit. One thing to be careful of is look at the gain out and make sure you're not just tricking yourself by making it louder. So you see there the input and the output are roughly the same, so that way when I'm turning it on and off, you can actually hear the difference of what this is doing and not just, oh, it's louder. For this one, I just wanted to give it a little bit more of a round tone, so that's why I used this. But I'll show you another example that I used in another song. Okay, so here I am with another song I've been working on. I'll let you hear this quickly. So this one I put on the 808, and the reason I did that is because some of the lower notes, you couldn't really hear them on, all speakers or on certain headphones, etc. So I use this to kind of give it some extra tone. So let you hear it first without it. So I think the first note you can hear, so like the first two bars, is like, oh, it's pretty good, you can hear that. But then the second one, when it drops down, you can't really hear it. So let's hear it with it on. Let me do just this bar here, and let's listen with it off, and then I'll turn it on in the middle. So it's a little bit subtle, but I think if you're using some kind of like earbuds or something, it makes the difference between, being audible and not being audible. So that's what I'm using it for here. So this is another thing I use it for, and as always, I try to make sure the gain is about even. I don't want to completely change the tone. I could, really crank up the saturation and the tone and change it, but in this one I wanted to keep it roughly the same. I just wanted to be more audible if somebody was using a small speaker. So that's another way I used it, but I'll show you maybe like one or two more ways. Okay, so this is one more example. So let's say we have a synth, right? And I have the synth and I want to make kind of like a vocal growl bass, or let's say not even vocal growl bass, just a vocal bass. So I have just a saw wave here. I put this filter on, the format filter. I like that, but the problem is now I don't have any bass. So if I have it off, I have bass. Turn it on, bass is almost gone. Now some people say, oh, you could, put a sine wave under it, etc. And that works, but there's probably an easier way. So if I just go to MBassador, I can do something similar, and I can add sub bass if I want, like this. Or I can just add normal bass and enhance the bass I already have. And I can even do both. Versus this. So I think that makes a big difference. So oftentimes when I have like a synth part where I want to add some more bass, I'll use this. Of course, I could always use like sine waves under it, but sometimes it takes more time. Sometimes if I'm out of oscillators, like here I'm only using one oscillator, but oftentimes I'll be using all three oscillators at once, and then it's like, oh, I guess I could add like another synth on another track, but who has time for that? Just use MBassador, saves time. And I'll show you one more thing here. This one I did before, but I thought I'd go over it again. So a while ago I did this video sound for this like low impact. So you have that kind of like drum sound, but if I want it to be a little bit lower, I need MBassador. I can take this. You can already hear the weight, and I can adjust the tone however I want it, like this, or adjust the level. So you have that bass sound versus this. No MBassador, and now with MBassador. That's making your speakers rumble, so that's what I want in this case. So oftentimes I'll do that, and if I want to get like a completely different sound, take this. Maybe I'll roll this off here with a low pass and have this type of sound. I need a little bit of a longer reverb here. Let's see if I can get a long one, large and deep, like this. I like that sound. So with that, I hope I showed you some different and interesting things you can do with MBassador. I really like this plugin, so definitely go check it out if you're needing some bass enhancement. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, see you.